Bent, he is absolutely knackered. What a volley! No sign of Kula. Oh, gonna play this into Son. Son has it. Hey everyone, welcome back. This is episode 3 of my FIFA career mode with Tottenham Hotspur Football Club, and we have a jam-packed episode today. So just a quick reminder as to what happened last episode. We kicked off our Premier League campaign with 2 wins out of the first 3 games. It was a 1-1 draw against City, a 1-0 win away at Wolves, and another 1-0 win at home to Nottingham Forest. And today, if I go back to my calendar, which I don't know why I clicked off of that, we do have a jam-packed episode. We've got Crystal Palace away, we've got 2 Europa Conference League games, we've got City away in the Carabao Cup, and we've got a home game against Chelsea and an away game against Arsenal in the Premier League. I'm going to start off obviously by simming the Crystal Palace game and possibly simming one of the Europa Conference League games. But before I get to that, it is also transfer deadline day. So we've got a lot of in and outgoings coming from a lot of the other teams in the Premier League. For me, no more incomings coming in. I set myself a target, or a limit I should say, of 3 incomings per transfer window, and I've done that with Romero, Kulusevski and Lacroix. But I am looking to offload Ben Davies. I've already offloaded Matt Doherty, but I'm looking to get rid of Ben Davies on a permanent basis, not on a loan basis. And so far I've only got a few loan offers for him, so I'm going to keep advancing until hopefully we get a proper permanent offer for him. As we go through these transfers, you see Chelsea, they have spent 39.4 mil. They've sold Jorginho and Shalalaba as well, so no major outgoings for them so far. In terms of Crystal Palace as well, nothing major for them. Lloris, Napoli want him for 10.1 mil, and they're willing to give me a Spina. Do not want an Arsenal reject joining our team for our club captain, so that is a firm no for Napoli there. Absolutely no chance. Going to hopefully try and power through all of this, see whether or not we get any other bids for any of our players, but so far nothing forthcoming, as we've only got 3 hours left of this transfer window. I do have something for Højbjerg, 43 mil for Højbjerg. That is not a bad offer, to be fair, but at the moment he is our best midfielder, so I'm going to reject that as well, as we're not going to be able to bring anyone else in. 3 hours left. Am I going to get an offer for Davies? It's looking likely that I'm not. As I said, I've had a couple of Son. City, 110 mil for Heung-min Son. Absolutely not. He, again, similar to Kane, is one of our 2 best players. So no thank you, City. That is a straight no for you. We've got 1 hour left, and it does not look like we're going to get any deals over the line. So Ben Davies will stay with the club. Unfortunately, I'm not able to get rid of him. Try and see if I can find to see what the biggest deals were done throughout the transfer window. Let's see if I can sort that. So biggest deals, we've got Thomas Müller going from Bayern Munich to Manchester United for 80 mil. 80 mil for a 31-year-old Müller. That is a lot of money. Koke going to Bayern Munich for 60. Ruben Neves going to PSG for 58. Jorginho going for PSG for 53.6. Ginter to Atletico Madrid. Gundogan going to City for 50.2. Another big money move. Romero obviously to us. Declan Rice going to Inter Milan for 45.4. That is an absolute steal for Declan Rice. Absolute steal for Declan Rice. Maybe I might have been more inclined to go for him, and I know I would have been able to get him for such a cheap price. Thomas Lemar going to City. Kieran Tierney going to Bayern Leverkusen for 44.6. That's a big move. So those are pretty much Matt Kidd going to Napoli. Kulusevski obviously going to us. So Zaha going to Inter Milan for 35.3. So those are kind of the big money signings. Scott McTominay going to Roma. So some big money signings going on there, but the biggest one really was Thomas Müller going to Manchester United for 80 mil. That is a huge sum of money, but Manchester United, they are splashing the cash in real life as well on probably, as you would class them, perhaps older players as well. So, you know, FIFA mirroring what is happening in real life as well. I'm going to look for my youth prospects. I don't really have anyone who's particularly good. Kostopoulos. Is he worth putting... No, I'll bring him into the senior team. Why not? He's got a potential... He's too young. Okay, maybe I won't. I'll wait until he's 16. Potential of 82. It's not too bad, I guess. But anyway, on to our next game then. So I said we were going to sim the Palace game. I am going to sim the Palace game. I've got an offer from Perisic outside of the transfer window. That's 19 mil. Which, to be fair, not a bad offer, but I am going to reject that for a 32-year-old, even Perisic. But I do need him in my team, and I don't have any plans to replace him anytime soon. So hopefully we can advance now to the Crystal Palace game. And we are going to advance to the Crystal Palace game. I am going to make a few changes, although I do have a Europa Conference League game coming up, so I don't want to make too many changes. I might bring... No, I'll bring Longley back into the team, and I'll probably bring Dyer back into the team for Lacroix as well, because I'll try and play him up against Stade Rennais. Apart from that, I'm pretty happy with the remainder of that team. Don't think I'm going to make any further changes. Actually, I will. I'll bring Basuma in place of Bentancur. He has a higher rating than that, and we will sim this game. So let's see how we get on against Crystal Palace. They've gone 4-3-3. Let's see whether or not we can get any result away at Palace. This might be a bit of a tricky fixture for us, and it is a tricky fixture. We lose 3-2 against Crystal Palace. Kane gets 2. They got an early goal from Mitchell, and it's Mateta with a goal, and MacArthur as well in the 84th minute. So kind of annoying. That's the first game of the season that we will lose, and it's the first game that we've simmed in this Premier League season. So out of all the games I was going to play today, possibly that was the game that I was hoping I was going to get a result from. I've got Arsenal and Chelsea in the league as well, so it's going to be very interesting to see how we're going to get on with those games. But I am going to play this next game against Stade Rennais. Let's see whether or not I can get any points to start off my Europa League campaign. I am going to rotate heavily, to be fair, and it's going to be a first start of the season for Richarlison. I'm going to bring Brian Hill in, actually, at left wing. I'm going to put Lucas Moura on the right. Spence, right wing back. Bring Bentancur back in the centre of the park. Probably going to replace Højbjerg for Skip for his first start of the season. I'm going to stick Perisic at left wing back. Davies on the left side of defence. I'm going to put Lacroix and Sanchez. Actually, no. I said I was going to try and boost Tanganga's stats. So although he's only 74, I am going to put him in the team, and I'm going to keep Lloris in goal. Don't really think I need to rotate him. No particular need to do that. Let me just see. Do I want... No, I'll probably need some extra pace on the bench. So I'm going to put Son on in place of Kulusevski. And I've got 2 wing backs. Got Basuma in the centre, so that should be enough. Actually, I'll put Ben Davies on the bench in place of Longley. So that will be our starting lineup against Rennais. Let's see how we get on in our first Europa Conference League game. Tanganga has it now. Gives it to Brian Hill, who gives it to Richarlison. Looks for the run of Brian Hill, finds him. I'm going to look for the run of Perisic, who just stopped running. He is Richarlison on. Richarlison's on. I thought he was going to be offside. I stopped playing there. I didn't play the ball early enough, and he managed to actually bring himself back onside, and I could have passed that. But I went for goal. I was a little bit taken aback. As I said, I thought he was going to be offside, and that is a massive chance that goes begging. Bentancur's going to swing this one in. Can Lacroix get his head on it? He can't. It's down to Sanchez. Back to Bentancur. I'm going to try and throw this back in. Brian Hill's the smallest man on the pitch. He's not going to be able to get there, but Sanchez will. Back to Bentancur. To Lucas Moura. Play this through to Richarlison. Try and play that back, but there's no one in there. And Rennais managed to get that one away. But that is a big opportunity there for Richarlison that I missed. Need to do better with these because I keep creating opportunities and not taking them. But Richarlison has it now. Oliver Skip looks for the run, finds Perisic, gives it back to Oliver Skip. I'm going to try a shot with Oliver Skip. And that is well wide. Maya, they have it. Kalvac. Oh, they're just walking through us. Lloris with a good save. Just no one there. All of my players just seem to be running away from the ball. I don't really know what was going on there, but either way, no one willing to put a challenge in, and now they have a corner here in a dangerous spot. Brian Hill at the near post gets rid of it. Can Skip win that? No, he can't. Player switching on this is pretty terrible as Rennais makes another good save. Every time I try and switch the play to someone who I think it's going to be switched to, it ends up getting switched to someone completely different here. Rennais, another quality save off the post. Spence gets it clear, and it's another corner here for Rennais, and this is backs to the wall stuff here. Late on in this first half, just want to get to the end of the half. Rennais will mop that up. Unfortunately, it remains 0-0. Yes, I am. I'm going to bring Sessegnon on for Perisic, who's not really offered me too much down that left-hand side. Let's see whether or not Sessegnon could do any better. They're going to swing this one in. Did that go off beforehand? I thought it did go off beforehand. Skip has the ball, though, and he will give it to Sessegnon. And let's see what Sessegnon can do. And he has the pace here to get me up the pitch. And this is a great run from Sessegnon. This is something that Perisic would not have been able to give us. But one thing we still can't get is that goal. Bentancur has it. Lucas Moura looking for the run outside. Finds the run of Spence. No one in the box. Well, there are people in the box, but Bentancur is too slow with that ball in. I need it in quicker. Skip tries to win it. He's too small. And it's away again. Sessegnon to Brian Hill. Finds Sessegnon again. He's going to knock this on. Is he going to be able to get there? No. The centre-back will get there in front of him. Almost. I think he just was a little bit overconfident there with the speed he had. I just can't seem to get my foot on the ball and play some decent football, and that is shocking defending from Lacroix. They're in here. It's 1-0 Rennais. Poor defending. I don't really know what he was doing. That was my fault. Completely misread it. And Rennais lead 1-0, and we are really, really struggling to Skip. There's no one in front of him. There is, but it doesn't matter because they managed to intercept it again. Cannot seem to string any passes together, and I'm literally hitting the button to switch play to Skip, and it just will not switch to him as Bentancur has it now. They'll look for the run. Got Richarlison, who's lofted it through to Son. Can Son do anything here? Ball across. Can Kane get there? He can't. Can Richarlison get the second ball? He can't either. And they counter-attack again here. That is another run here. I'm going to have to keep him in the centre. Can Spence? He is absolutely knackered. What a volley! Rennais with a great save. And I think that is going to be that. So we are going to start off this Europa Conference League campaign with a 1-0 loss at home to Rennais. So maybe this Conference League is going to be a little bit more tricky than I thought. Maybe we're not going to be able to rotate as much as we are. And Rennais mops that up. But that is it. It's 1-0 Rennais. They win the game. It's our first loss that I've actually played. It's our first loss in the Europa Conference League. It's our second loss of this episode after losing to Crystal Palace. And now I have a run of Chelsea, City and Arsenal. So on to our next Premier League game, and it is at home to Chelsea. This is one I'm very excited to play, but I'm also very, very nervous based on the last two performances we've just had. It's the usual formation for us, three at the back with Lloris, Longley, Dyer and Romero, with Royale and Sessegnon in the wing-back positions. Højbjerg and Basuma in the centre, Kulusevski, Kane and Son up front. And for Chelsea, they've also got three at the back, Azpilicueta, Fofana and Koulibaly, with Reece James and Chilwell as the wing-backs, Kante, Sakaria and Dries Mertens, with Havertz and Aubameyang up front. That is a strong Chelsea lineup. So, as I said, I'm excited, very nervous though. Let's see how we get on. So Kane to kick us off here at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium, gives it to Basuma. Let's hope that we have a better run than we did against Rennais in our last match, but I'll be honest with you, I'm not very confident at all as Basuma takes too long on the ball, almost gets snuffed out, but fortunately that falls to, it was Højbjerg, took too long on the ball, fortunately it falls to Basuma as Sessegnon tries to whip this across. It's not a great cross as only Kane was in there at the near post. Fortunately we win this back. Son has it, gives it to Højbjerg, who tries to give it into Basuma, but the ball was not there. And Aubameyang will get there ahead of Romero. Havertz now back to Zakaria. He's got pace and power in that midfield. Also good technique as well. Gives it to Aubameyang, knocks it past Dyer. Here we go. And Lloris can't do anything about it. Oh, that is terrible. Less than 10 minutes in. Chelsea take the lead. It's Kai Havertz doing some breakdancing. That is a ridiculous celebration for a ridiculous goal. So poor. We couldn't get back in time. Aubameyang straight past Eric Dyer with ease. Tried to chip it over Lloris. That's some poor goalkeeping. I don't know what Longley is doing. I basically pressed the circle button to try and clear it, and he just decides to slide on the floor. So, yeah, don't really know what that was. Either way, it's 1-0 Chelsea inside 10 minutes. This doesn't really bode well for the rest of the game, does it? Just literally got no options whatsoever. And you know what? I'm actually going to change this already. I'm going to stick to 3 at the back. I'm going to try and go a little bit more central. Try and give us a few more numbers in midfield. Let's see if I can try and get some width from my wing backs. Left wing back. Push Royale wide. Give them instructions to try and push forward. Attacking runs. Join the attack. Run type. Inverted. No, we want you to overlap. That's the same with Royale. Overlap. So I'm going to have Kulusevski just in the hole behind Son and Kane. Try and see if that will help the partnership up top. Try and give us a few more numbers in midfield. We will wait and see. So Aubameyang does have an injury. Havertz plays it out wide to Rhys James. Dries Mertens to Aubameyang to Havertz. He will strike from distance straight at Lloris. Easy for him to save. Kulusevski to Højbjerg. It is Sessegnon. Son to Sessegnon. It's handy. We've got no one in the box though. We do have someone in the box. It's Son. It's Kulusevski. Why didn't I just play that along the floor? Tried to double tap it. Didn't work. And that's another big chance that goes begging. I apologise to people watching this. If you think I'm absolutely shocking at FIFA, you would be right. I am shocking at FIFA. But I'm not this bad. Maybe the pressure's getting to me. I don't know. To Havertz. Back to Kante. Back to Havertz. Chelsea just playing us off the park at the moment. Aubameyang. Don't let him go past Romero. Do not let him go past. That is good stuff from Romero. But it will fall to Denis Zakaria. Now fall to Kante. No sign of very close there. I was going to say no sign of Sessegnon. Kulusevski tried to get the block in. Havertz gets ahead of Eric Dyer. And that is an unbelievable save from Hugo Lloris. 60 minutes in. We still don't look like scoring. I'm going to try and make another substitute. Looks like Sessegnon. He's going to have to come off. And I'm actually going to try and inject some pace into this team. And I'm going to bring Lucas Moura on at left wing back. Bit of a random position, I know. But I've got to try and get some pace into this team and width into this team. So I'm getting absolutely no joy so far. Chelsea, they have a corner. They're going to go short. Looks like they are. They're not, actually. They whip it in. Højbjerg with an acrobatic clearance. As Kulusevski just falls over. Dries Mertens, Zakaria with the strike from distance way over the bar. Long leg to Lucas Moura. What can he do with it? Out wide. Brings it inside. Goes past Daniel James. Can he go... Rhys James, sorry. Can he go past Kante? He can. Kane has it. Kane's in. It's 1-1. Harry Kane with the goal. His second goal of the season. Lucas Moura making the difference. I thought we needed more pace down that left-hand side. We got more pace. Lucas Moura goes past 2 players. Goes past Rhys James. I tried to say it was Dan James. Don't know what I'm smoking. Goes past Rhys James. Goes past Kante. Lays it into Kane. And Kane buries it in the top left-hand corner. We are back in this game. It's 1-1 here at the Tottenham Stadium. Here we go. Can we get a second? And can we win this game? Romero gets in there ahead of Mertens. Emerson Royale. Basuma. Kane. To Kulusevski. Nothing silly here. To Lucas Moura. To Son. Back to Lucas Moura. To Son. Into... so close. Trying to get it in there as Højbjerg. Kane manages to retrieve it. It's off the bar from across from Emerson Royale. Chelsea can't get rid of it. They do eventually get rid of it. Another great chance goes begging there for Spurs. We were so close. It was just that ball was just too far ahead of Højbjerg. To Højbjerg. Lucas Moura. To Son. To Moura. He's got the pace. He's got the pace on he should have the pace on Azpilicueta. Somehow he doesn't. Crosses in. Kulusevski can't get there. Neither can Emerson Royale, but Basuma can. He's going to try and play this out wide to Lucas Moura. He's going to give it the 1-2 with Højbjerg. Can he get there ahead of Kante? He just can. Kante knocks it out for a corner. Into extra time. Here we go. Corner for Spurs. It's going to be Perisic who's going to come on for Højbjerg. We're going to try and float this into the middle. Son whips that in. Kane is there! Over the bar from Harry Kane, and that is the chance. I think the second half we've been much improved. since that switch. Son tried to make the interception, couldn't quite do it. And that is that. So 1-1 here at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium against our London rivals Chelsea. After our first half performance, well, we were pretty terrible. So I'm quite happy with that result. After that, so after Chelsea and after the loss against Crystal Palace, we sit in 8th after 5 games, 8 points. Not a particularly good haul, but Chelsea are level on points with us. Southampton have dropped to 4th, Aston Villa 3rd. That is a very random top 4. And top 6, Wolves and Everton in the top 6. Liverpool and City lead the way. Arsenal down in 10th, United in 12th. So interesting opening 5 games here in the Premier League. So we've only got 8 points, not the best start for us, but fortunately, due to our rivals not doing very well, we are not too far behind, only 2 points off the top 4. So definitely still lots to play for here as we now move on to our first Carabao Cup game against Manchester City. So we've made a few switches for this upcoming Carabao Cup game against City, and you can see the big one is that we've switched formation. So we are still playing the Conte way with 3 at the back, but I've actually gone with 3 in midfield and 2 up front. That seemed to work quite well for us in the second half against Chelsea. So I'm sticking with it for the Manchester City game. So we're going to start with Lloris in goal, Longley, Dyer and Sanchez at the back, Jed Spence and Ivan Perisic at wing back, Bentancur, Skip and Brian Hill in the midfield trio with Kane and Son up front. I've tried to rotate a little bit as it is a Carabao Cup game, but it looks like City haven't. They've got Ederson in goal, full strength team. The only person I can see is maybe Grealish ahead of maybe Foden or Haaland. But apart from that, it's a strong City team. So this is going to be a very tough game. De Bruyne fights with Brian Hill, gets past him, lays it off to Mahrez, gives it back to Bruyne. In midfield into Grealish, playing in that false 9 position. Back to Bruyne, back to Grealish, back to Bernardo. City playing some nice stuff here. Rodri just goes past Skip like he's not even there. Bernardo to Grealish. Can Sanchez get the challenge in? No, he can't. I'm literally trying to switch players. Just the player switching on this game is just so frustrating as Lloris hacks it away to Jed Spence. And can we get anything here? Jed Spence, that's not the ball I wanted to play, but it does go to Kane. He gives it to Bentancur, who gives it to Brian Hill, who will cross. Just can't get anyone there. Perisic was free on that left-hand side, but the ball just wouldn't go to him. Sanchez has it now, though. Gives it to Bentancur, to Dyer, to Longley. We're actually getting a lot more with this game than I thought. We're actually doing much better with possession than we were at least the first time we played City. But Bentancur to Skip, to Brian Hill, to Bentancur. Just can't get there in time. Man City intercept once again. Press high there. Dyer presses high. Has Spence got the pace to get back? He does. But Malinowski goes infield to Grealish. Back to Rodri. We've got a man wide in Mahrez, but they don't need him. Sorry, I thought that was Mahrez. It's not. It was Walker. But Bentancur anyway wins it. Skip to Brian Hill. Can he play Son? And he can. Is Son onside? He is onside. He's going to play Brian Hill in. Gives it to Kane. Oh my goodness. Just couldn't get there in time. This is so frustrating. Kane will give it to Spence. Poor ball in. Can Skip win that in the air? He can. Falls to Perisic. Wins that to Sanchez. We are all over City at the moment. Dyer gives it to Longley, to Skip. Kane comes short, looking for Brian Hill, finds him. Son, again, I was trying to play that through to Kane. These passes are just not working for me, as Mahrez now brings it out for City. So on to the second half it is. And I think we have probably had the better chances in the first half. We just cannot find that final pass to get the goal. It's kind of a story of our season at the moment. We're not really scoring too many goals at the moment. We are creating chances, but we just can't put them in the back of the net. Perisic makes a good challenge there. Can he keep it in? He can. And he gives it back to Longley. Gives it to Dyer. Lays it off to Brian Hill. Skip. That is a lovely ball. That is a brilliant ball through. Perisic is in. Perisic to find Brian Hill. And again, we just cannot find that final pass into the striker, and that will go out for a corner. It's our first corner of the game. Son will try and swing this one in to absolutely no one. That is a poor poor corner from Son, but he will collect this again. Brian Hill gives it back to him. Trying to find room to make a cross, can't find it. Dyer will give it back to Longley. He will give it to Bentancur. Hill tries to find Kane, tries to find Son, can't find Son. City get it away. Lovely one-touch passing from City there. Grealish has it, goes back, gives it to Cancelo. Bernardo does the dummy on Skip. Grealish now gives it to De Bruyne. No lunging in, we don't lunge in, but he gives it out to Mahrez. Mahrez going to go past, I just said don't lunge in, and Perisic does exactly that. Lloris will collect, and he will throw that out to Rodri. That is a horrendous throw out. Gives it straight to Rodri. Dyer just waltz round him. Oh, this is so frustrating. This game is beyond frustrating. My defender literally just walked around. He just walked around the opposition. Look, Rodri's there. What is Dyer doing? What is he doing? Makes it so easy for Rodri. Crosses it in. Gets ahead of the other defender, Longley. And Grealish taps it in. 1-0 City. And the amount of times we've had the opportunity to tap in that way, and we don't. Very frustrating. City 1, Tottenham 0. And as it stands, we are going out of the Carabao Cup. Haaland to De Bruyne. Skip makes the challenge, and it's just straight from Bentancur, straight into Haaland. City win it back. So difficult to pass the ball around City here. They just feel like they've got men everywhere, as Haaland now, the substitute, is on the pitch. Gives it to Malinovsky out wide. He gives it back to João Cancelo, who gives it to Bernardo Silva, who ghosts past Dyer, who has been absolutely shocking this game. Longley just manages to get it away. Scramble it away as Lucas Moura now gives it to Ryan Sessegnon here on the counter. We try and look for Son. We find Son. Has he got the pace to go past Diaz? He does. Has the pace to get ahead of Diaz, I should say. But he doesn't have the pace to get past him. And how did that not go out of play? I thought that definitely went out of play, but clearly it didn't. It's Lucas Moura. Richarlison will turn, will strike. Good save from Ederson. Very close. Very close. Unfortunately, Richarlison was almost there for his first competitive goal for us, but Ederson proving why he's one of the best goalkeepers in the world, as looks like Pep Guardiola is going to send on Phil Foden for Malinovsky. We're going to swing this one in. Why every time do we swing this in to the smallest players on the pitch? Every time I feel like we swing it into Lucas Moura, which is so stupid, and we're just swinging it into Lucas Moura again. Where is Kane? Where is Richarlison? No idea where he is. Bentancur now picks it up, gives it to Skip, looking for options. Can't find any. I do find Richarlison. Richarlison strikes. And it's another good save from Ederson. Just over 2 minutes left. Can we get a goal? Son's going to float this into the middle. Who's there? No one. It's headed away by Man City. Lucas Moura will have it. Gives it to Dyer. Dyer in space. Dyer will strike. And that was a lot. I thought that was a lot closer than it actually was. Let's have a look see in this replay. No, it's miles out. Absolutely miles out. I thought it was very, very close. Clearly I was wrong. And as it stands, it looks like we are going out of the Carabao Cup. Unfortunately, Walker, he's playing out on the left for some reason. Bernardo has it. Is he able? Yes, he's able to easily go past Skip. Not been too impressed with him in the centre of the park either. Bernardo manages to switch it ahead. What on earth is Lloris doing? I don't know where Lloris is going. But either way, it's not going to matter. Manchester City win 1-0 here. We had chances, we didn't take them, and we are out of the Carabao Cup. It's another disappointing result this episode. So far, I don't even want to face the post-match interview, to be completely honest. So far, we've lost a sim game to Crystal Palace. We've lost in the Europa Conference League. We've drawn to Chelsea, and now we've lost to Man City. Bit frustrating in terms of this episode and the results we're getting, but we've just got to stay strong. We have a couple more games to go. We're going to play the Arsenal game away, and then we are going to sim that final Europa Conference League game. Let's see how we get on, as, not looking too positive at the moment, though. That's the only problem. And here we are then, the North London derby at the Emirates against Arsenal. And it's a game that I'm really, really excited about, but similar to the Chelsea game, I'm also very, very nervous as well. You'll see we've stuck with the 3 at the back and 3 in midfield that, it didn't really work, to be fair, against Man City, but I did feel a little bit more confident. Lloris in goal, Longley, Lacroix, and Romero. Lacroix takes Dyer's position after an absolute shocker against Man City. Sessegnon and Emerson Royale in the wing-back positions. Basuma, Højbjerg and Kulusevski in that cam role. And then Kane and Son up top. And as for Arsenal, they've gone 4-4-1. 4-4-1-1, I should say. Ramsdale in goals. Zinchenko, Gabriel, Holding and Cedric with Saka, Partey, Xhaka and Martinelli. Odegaard in the cam position with Gabriel Jesus up front. I'm nervous, I'm excited. Let's see how we get on. Kane gives it to Sessegnon. Sessegnon has the run. He's going to play this into Son. Son has it. Again, just doesn't go his way as he's going to... went for another shot again. Good save from Ramsdale. Early chance in the first 10 minutes for us against Arsenal. We've got to take these chances. It's a story of our career mode so far. We are creating decent chances. We're just not taking them. And another problem I've got is, you'll see, I actually forgot to put our home kit on. So I don't know why FIFA does this, but we're actually playing in our purple kit, which is kind of annoying because firstly, we never play Arsenal in this kit. We always play in our home kit. And secondly, in the sun, I can barely see the team. So I can barely see Lacroix there. So sorry about that, everyone watching. Let's just hope it doesn't hinder my performance too much. Just can't seem to find a gap at the moment. Basuma, Højbjerg finds Son. And is this going to go out? No, he doesn't. Just manages to keep this in play. Can I cross this one in? I can. Kane there with the head. Can't get there in time, but Basuma can. And that will fall back to an Arsenal player and they will get it away. Problem is, we've had decent possession. We just can't find that final ball, that final pass to create an opportunity. As Martinelli has it now out on the left side. Is he going to play it to the left back Zinchenko? He is. Remember, they sold Kieran Tierney, so I don't know who their backup left backs are. Bit of a strange one selling Kieran Tierney, but doesn't really matter as Gabriel Jesus has the ball. He's in here. Lloris with a good save. Thought Martinelli was going to be able to keep that in. He's not. Under fire here a little bit from Arsenal. They will get the first corner of the game. What can we do to try and get this one out? It's going to be Odegaard who's going to throw this one in. Goes right into the penalty area. Højbjerg, I think, manages to hook that one clear. Martinelli takes great control over it, though. Gabriel Jesus out to Gabriel, the centre-back. To Thomas Partey. To Saka. Arsenal playing it around pretty nicely here. Just got to keep this tight before half-time. Just trying to guard the ball there. Managed to stop Saka from getting the cross in. And Sessegnon manages to stop Cedric getting the cross in as well. And we manage to get that one away. Romero hacks it off to Emerson Royale, who brings it infield to Kulusevski, to Basuma, to Kane, to Kulusevski. He finds Sessegnon out wide. Can he find Son in the middle? He can't, but he can find Kane! Oh my word! That is absolutely unbelievable. What a goal from Harry Kane. Well, I've spoken about not being able to finish and not being able to find the right pass, but my word, what a cross from Sessegnon. And that is an unbelievable finish from Harry Kane on the volley. That is a contender for goal of the season, let alone goal so far off the crossbar. Absolutely nothing Ramsdale can do about it. Sends the Spurs fans into raptures here at the Emirates. It's the first time they've heard any noise at the Emirates. What a time to score just before half-time. Harry Kane with his 5th goal in 6 matches, and that has lifted the Spurs crowd. It is Tottenham 1, Arsenal 0. Nice little dink from the centre-back there. Thomas Partey gives it back to Cedric, who is going back to his own goal. Where is he going? Gives it to Holding. Son just runs straight past him. Very frustrating. Thomas Partey to Xhaka. Gives it to Gabriel Jesus. Can Romero, get there first? He can. Basuma. Kulusevski. Looking for the run of Lucas Moura. Finds Lucas Moura. Harry Kane's offside. But it doesn't... Sorry, not Harry Kane was offside. Who else was in the middle? I don't know who it was. But Kane has got it here now. And he looks for Heung-min Son. Finds Heung-min Son. Who finds Bentancur. There's no one in the box. And Bentancur will run this out. Surely that is a corner. Emil Smith-Rowe gets the yellow card. I'm not really sure what that was for. Odegaard, he's coming off for... Don't have a clue who that is. And it's gone off for a Arsenal goal kick. How was that a goal kick? 3 minutes left in this game. It's an Arsenal goal kick. Can we hold on? They go long. Come on, Longley, win that. He wins it well. He's won those all game. He's been absolutely terrific at the back as Longley. As Bentancur has it now, drives upfield. The rest of my team, I think, are pretty knackered. But judging from that pass, you would think Bentancur, the substitute, would be knackered as well. But he should not be. As Saka definitely doesn't look knackered. He's driving up the pitch here. Gives it back to Cedric. Arsenal have it, but that is it. That is the end of the game. It's another 1-0 win. It's another game where I can't score any more than one goal. But it doesn't matter as we get bragging rights here in this North London derby. What a result. A huge boost after what has been a pretty shocking episode in terms of results. We needed that. Harry Kane needed that. What an unbelievable goal. And I will go to the post-match interview because I'm actually pretty happy for a change after one of these games. But what an unbelievable goal from Harry Kane there. Absolutely delighted with that. And he will be absolutely delighted as well. So after that great game against Arsenal, we're going to finish this episode off with a simmed game in the Europa Conference League. It's going to be our second game in this tournament. As Eric Dyer's been reading some stuff that people have been saying about me and my future. Just wanted to ask you to give me another chance, prove I'm the right man for the job. Yeah, you'll get that chance. I haven't got any other options, to be fair, so you will get that chance. And we will hopefully get the chance to right the wrongs that we had in the first game in the Europa Conference League. As I said, I am going to sim this. Ben Davies, you've been feeling pretty good. You will play as well, as I'm going to have to... actually, no, you will not play. You will be on the bench. Let's see. Bigger games coming up. It's a team game. Oh, that's not what I meant to say. I didn't think that was what was going to happen. So, sorry about that, Ben Davies. Yeah, my apologies. So let's have a look at this team. I said I'm going to do a lot of reshuffling. I'm not going to reshuffle Lloris though. Royale, I'm going to have Spence come in for him. I think I'm going to reshuffle the entire team. I'm going to have Sanchez there. I'm going to have Lacroix in the centre. And I will have Tanganga on the left. Perisic on the left of defence. Swap Højbjerg for Skip. Basuma for Bentancur. Kulusevski I'm going to swap for Brian Hill, who actually had a decent turnout when he played against Man City. Richarlison up front and alongside Lucas Moura. So strong starting 11. I've got Son on the bench. I've got Kane on the bench. I'm going to actually put Højbjerg on the bench instead of Basuma. So strong bench. Not so strong starting lineup, but hopefully we won't need it. But let's see what happens with this sim game. Fingers crossed we get a decent result here. Much better than we did against Crystal Palace anyway. And we do get a much better result than we did in our other sim game against Crystal Palace. It's 3-1 to Spurs here. It was Richarlison getting his first goal, getting 2 goals, actually getting 3 goals, Richarlison. So it's a Richarlison hat-trick here in the Europa Conference League. Hopefully that will do his confidence absolutely wonders. So a brilliant way to finish off what was a disappointing start to this episode in the end. Ben Davies, disappointing you let me out. I'm sorry about that, mate. But we can't all play together. But yeah, good way to end what has been an interesting episode of results. Let's just see before we end. We'll see where we are in the Europa League, in the Europa League Conference, and we'll see where we are in the Premier League. We'll see we're 8th. We're level on points with Chelsea with 6 games played, but we are level on points with Everton in 4th. So I don't know what is going on with everyone else. Man City only 2 points clear of us in 2nd. Liverpool lead the way, having yet to lose a game with 16 points. So we are still very, very much in this Champions League hunt. Man United in 11th and Arsenal all the way down in 13th. So I don't know what is going on with them. Let's have a look to see how we're getting on with the Europa Conference League as well. Don't really know why I went back there. Pick competition. Let's go to the Europa Conference League. And we are 2nd. Rennais top with 6 points. We are 2nd. It is obviously the top 2 that get through, but obviously we do want to win that game. So I think the return game at Rennais in France is going to have a severe impact on what happens with this group. So hopefully we can win that. But let's have a look at the calendar and let's see what is happening in episode number 4. So We've got 5 games. We've got Aston Villa at home. We've got Newcastle away in the league. We've got another Europa Conference League game. We've got West Ham away, and we've got United at home. So I will probably sim 1, maybe 2 of those games. Might sim the Europa Conference League. I might sim the Villa or the Newcastle game. Definitely want to play the United and the West Ham game. So we'll see tomorrow what I decide to go with. But either way, 5 games to play in the next episode. Hopefully we'll get better results and better points than we did in this one. Thank you everyone. Thank you everyone so much for watching. If you have enjoyed the episode, please feel free to like and subscribe. And hopefully I will see you again at episode 4.